Welcome to qnawire.
All right, this problem gives us a situation where there's a furniture factory and they're manufacturing chairs, and we want to express the cost as a function of the number of chairs produced. So cost will be our y coordinate and number of chairs our x, and I'm going to use n to stand for the number of chairs and c to stand for the cost. And they give us some data in the problem that we can translate into ordered pairs. For 100 chairs manufactured in a day, it costs $2,200. And for 300 chairs manufactured in a day, it costs $4,800. So let's use those 2 points and find the equation of the line. And this is part A. So we can start by finding the slope. Change in y, 4,800 minus 2,200, over change in x, 300 minus 100, gives us 2,600 divided by 200, and that's 13. And then we can use our point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We can use one of our 2 points, it doesn't matter which, so I'll just use the first one. Y minus 2,200 equals 13 times x minus 100, and we can simplify that. First we'll distribute the 13, so y minus 2,200 equals 13x minus 1,300, and then we'll add 2,200 to both sides, so y equals 13x plus 900. Now if I want to put it into the variables that I chose instead of x and y, we'll say that c, the cost, equals 13 times n, the number of chairs, plus 900. So there's our linear model, and now we can make a sketch of it. So let's assume that they're not going to make a negative number of chairs, so we'll just focus on quadrant 1, number of chairs on x, cost on y, go by 100s on the x-axis, and I'll go by 1,000s on the y-axis. Now remember, we just found our equation that has a y-intercept of 900, so we can plot that point, and we have the point 100, 2,200, and we have the point 300, 4,800, and those should fall in a line, and so there's the sketch of the graph. All right, the next thing we want to look at is what is the slope and what does it represent. So if we look back at the function, we found the slope was 13. And if you think about the units on y was the cost, so that would be dollars. And the units on x, that was the number of chairs, so dollars per chair. So it's $13 more for every chair. Increased cost, $13 per chair. Okay, how about the y-intercept? We can see from our equation that the y-intercept is 900. That would correspond to the point 0, 900. And 0 would be the number of chairs made. So if they make 0 chairs, they still have a cost of $900 per day at their manufacturing plant.